Welcome to Film Riot. Today we're answering questions, and that's it. I have nothing else to say. We have a new podcast out with Chase, one we teased last week, so you can watch that. That's all I got for you. Questions. What was the biggest challenge you faced in the early days in terms of finding an audience? And how did you build it? I never thought in those terms. I thought in what do I want to make? What am I passionate about? And then I just chased that and tried to make it the best I possibly could. And the audience came eventually. It took years and years and years and years. I think a lot of people's problem is they're chasing views, that's the worst idea. It doesn't matter how great the thing is you're making. You're not guaranteed views. There's so much great stuff online that doesn't have a lot of views at all. If that's your end goal, you have more chance of being disappointed than not. Your goal should be to make the thing you're passionate about and make it the best you possibly can. And if you're lucky, that will lead to views. If it doesn't lead to views, that might lead to the right person seeing it and that leading to something even cooler. So that's really what you need to be doing. Just make the things that you want to make them the best you possibly can make them, and just keep going. For me, it was something like 5 years of trying to figure it out before something actually took hold and started building. And then it's been another almost 10 years of building what we have with Film Riot. So it's been a very, very, very long path. It did not happen quickly. And that's another misconception I think people have. When you were younger making shorts, did you just make original things or try to recreate scenes from your favorite movies? Both. It was mostly original stuff, but it was often inspired by the things that I was loving at the time. Like when I was younger and doing videos for a youth group, I did something I called the X-Files, which was a mix between X-Files and Mission Impossible, which were two of my favorite things at the time. And it was like a spoof. It was a parody, but within that, I was trying my hand at action scenes and building suspense and having turns and twists and cool moments of slow motion, things like that. It gave me an excuse to be able to try out those things without, putting all my eggs in one basket, because comedy does let you do that. It is a bit of a safety net to try things for sure. So that was an approach I often took. I would say most of the time, the things that I were making were heavily inspired or attempted to be recreated from the things I was loving at the time, but wrapped it in my own little original package. How is directing a child actor compared to directing an adult actor? I found it to be extremely similar. I mean, within a scene, I'm not dealing with interacting with, collaborating with one actor the same I am with the other. So in the living room scene, I was working with Mark much differently than I worked with Rachel, and of course much differently than I worked with Cambry. So everybody got their own unique style of me when I was working with them, because each of them needs something different. And then with Cambry, it was a lot about making sure she was comfortable, making sure that she knew I was on her side and I was, her collaborator and her confidant, and keeping it fun for her and keeping her feeling like she's doing good. But that girl was special, man. The second we said action, she just turned it on. And the second we said cut, she was giggling again. It was pretty amazing to see. I looked out pretty hard. Was there a point when you felt that you could do Film Riot / Trying Films as a full-time gig, or was it a leap of faith? I don't think there was any chance of it ever not being a leap of faith. You don't know if something's going to work or not, even regardless of how good it is or isn't. I mean, there's a lot of things that are amazing that never really make it, or never get made to begin with, or eventually fail miserably. So yeah, it was absolutely a leap of faith, and I don't think it ever had any chance of being anything else, but I knew it was time to do that, because I felt like, one more month not dedicating everything that I had in my every waking moment to this, to trying to make it happen, would have been me going backwards. And I felt that very definitively, and that's when I decided that now was time to pull the cord and make that leap. I always hear people say to network and find others that want to do projects similar to things that you do, but that's usually as far as it goes. How do you find these people? Does it require a big move to a state with more like-minded folks, or is it simply using social media? I think it's as simple as social media. That's how I've built my entire network of people. It's not from local film festivals or local film events, nothing like that ever. It's always been through putting my stuff online, looking at other people's stuff, reaching out to them reaching out to me, connecting connecting on Twitter, talking a little bit, and then it all just going from there. Ryan Booth and I connected that way. I was just searching for people's work online, came across Ryan's work on Vimeo, thought it was amazing, and then reached out to him. But like I said, pretty much everybody I now work with came about in that way, and most of us do not live in the same space. We collaborate together and come together to shoot the thing, and then when you're doing post and pre-production, you could do it remotely. We have things like Skype and Google Hangouts. So yes, social media, go look at people's work on Vimeo and YouTube, be interactive with them, comment on their stuff, and then reach out. Domain.com has all your website needs, including .com and .net domain names and intuitive website builders to start creating your identity online. They're affordable, reliable, and have all the tools that you need to start building a website and sharing your ideas with the world. And no domain extension is going to help you tell your story like a .com or .net domain name. If you want to brand yourself online, Domain.com has over 300 domain name extensions to fit your needs from .club to .space. Of course, they're giving you 15% off their already affordable prices when you get domain names, web hosting, and email. Just use the coupon code FilmRiot at Domain.com's checkout. And when you think domain names, think Domain.com. Logo. So that's it for today, which means it's time for my suggestion of the week. This one is a short mini doc on how film trailers are made from the production houses that make them. So definitely go check that out. Link in the notes below. And until next time, don't forget to write, shoot, edit, repeat.